Let's imagine for a minute that I have a patch of land from about where this lectern is to the corner there, right? I'm going to carve it out. Average family dinner table size. If I was to grow onions, what do I have to do? To dig the whole thing up, incorporate organic matter, put the little drills in, sow the seed, thin the seed, or if you're using, if you're using the seed sets, okay, it's a little bit easier, you plant the seed sets. You've got to wait quite a long time. You've got to keep that all weeded. You've got to get through all of that. And after up to a year, you'll end up with some onions if you're lucky. They're not going to be as beautiful as a supermarket ones, and probably taste exactly the same. Once you get those out, even once you've got to that stage and you think you've gone through the marathon barrier, you'll find out that onions are actually very difficult to store. All the kind of the fleshy leaves, as those die down, rot can basically go from those dying leaves right down to in the center of the bulb where you can't see it, and they can go off in a really annoying way in your garage, mysteriously and unbeknownst to you. There's the traditional method is even hang them upside down, so that goes. And after all of that, what's that going to provide you? What, 2 packets from a supermarket? How much do they cost, really, in a supermarket? Like under a £5, you're going to do all of that. Swap that same piece of land for another root crop, and there's a dramatic difference. These guys here, they might look like orchids. They're saffron flowers. You can tell right in the center, see these little threads here? That's saffron threads, just like you get in the supermarket. The world's most expensive spice, worth at current gold prices more than its weight in gold. You might think that you need a space like La Mancha or somewhere, big estate in Iran with lots of peasant women picking them all for you. However, you don't. You can grow them perfectly well in the UK. They were grown here, as I say, for half a millennia in Saffron Hill and Saffron Walden, all over the place. There's still a commercial plantation of them in North Wales, which is I've been there. It looks like it's really producing quite a large amount of them. Here we are, Saffron Hill and Saffron Walden. They come from a crocus, and it's almost the same. It's incredibly closely related to your council roundabout crocus. They'll even grow through lawn like a crocus. So just imagine for a second our plot of land. If I planted that up with saffron, I plant it once. I don't do anything to it. I could maybe put some turf over or some lawn on top of that. Or if I didn't want to, because I don't want to mow, just a bit of scree type gravel. I don't do anything else. For the next 15, I could dig in a little bit of organic matter should I want to, and a little bit of grit because it likes well-drained environments. I don't do anything else. For the next 15 years, I will get a reliable source of the world's most expensive spice that happens to have a beautiful flower and look really ornamental, unlike an onion. They come out at the other end of the year as a regular crocus, so they come out in autumn when nothing else is around, and they smell wonderful. They smell kind of, that sounds ridiculous, but they smell purple. They have that kind of bubble-gummy, grapey kind of scent. And at the center of them, of course, you get the world's most expensive spice. And I've discovered you don't even have to pick them like they do in Spain. You can not ruin your display. If you get your housemate's tweezers, you can take the center of each one of them out and leaving your display entirely intact. They'll keep for an entire year. All you need to do is stick them on a sheet of kitchen roll on top of a radiator. They dry out, they keep in a sealed container for ages. I think we wouldn't have stopped growing saffron in the UK. And just to let you know, the reason why we stopped growing saffron actually in the UK is because it's quite high labour to pick if you're growing it in that quantity. And Spanish labour was cheaper than English labour at the turn of the century. And so we stopped. If you go to Saffron Walden, you'd still see the whole cathedral is covered in images of crocus. And that's where they come from. It's a major thing. We wouldn't have stopped had we heard of the benefits of the saffron martini, which uses alcohol to extract the saffranols and crocins, which are the colour-based chemicals that are found within saffron. It is, well, I can't think of any other way to describe it. It's a mild psychoactive drug. You're not going to see pink elephants dancing across the ceiling if we get carried away. It just is a mild mood improver. It makes you a little bit giggly, and it gives you, and it's entirely legal as well, I just thought I'd say, and it encourages pro-social behaviour. That's the opposite of antisocial behaviour. They should spray this stuff from crop dusters all over the country. Sorry, I live there, I need to deal with it. The chemical, the colouring agents are what gives you that mood-lifting giggliness. And to describe it, I describe it a bit like, it's really objective. It's a bit like a cup of coffee, wakes you up. It doesn't make you buzz around the room, but it gives you that slight lift, and you notice it quite quickly after taking the coffee. It's the kind of thing you'll be watching old reruns of comedy shows from 10 years ago, which you didn't really laugh at the first time. And it's probably the fourth time you've seen that episode of Friends, and you'll be giggling and thinking, God, this is brilliant! How come I never found this funny? Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, I've got to call my mum and tell her I love her. That's the kind of giggliness you'll be in. Everyone should take it. The other reason why it's a mood enhancer is that 2 recent clinical trials, I mean, it's proven to be an antidepressant in the short term. It doesn't last for very long, but you'll be giggling for a good hour or so. It's been proven to reduce some of the effects of erectile dysfunction in men, not looking at anyone. So a whole different reason to have improved mood. Here's another one, and I feel slightly